My dad removed every door in our house, so I found the one he couldn't open. Dad's rule was simple: no closed doors, ever. He ripped off every single one when I was 8, claiming open families have no secrets. Bedroom doors, bathroom doors, even closet doors, all gone. Privacy didn't exist in our house. For years, I thought our house was completely doorless. Mom would hang sheets for privacy when we changed clothes, but Dad would accidentally walk through them. Friends stopped coming over because using our bathroom felt like performing on stage. I accepted this was just how we lived until last month when I was chasing our cat into the garage. He darted behind Dad's workbench, and that's when I noticed something that made my heart stop. There was a door, a real, actual door, painted to blend with the wall, secured with 5 different locks, heavy-duty ones that looked like they belonged on a bank vault. My mind raced. Why would the man who destroyed every door in our house have a secret door? What could be so important that even the no-secrets king would hide it? I waited 3 days for him to leave for his weekend fishing trip. The locks were tough, but I'd learned to pick them from YouTube videos. It took me 2 hours, but I finally heard that satisfying click. My hands were shaking as I pushed the door open, expecting something horrible. Instead, I found a tiny office with a desk, computer, and filing cabinet. It looked completely normal, but when I opened that filing cabinet, my jaw hit the floor. College brochures, hundreds of them, organized alphabetically. These weren't random. They were covered in Dad's handwriting with detailed notes. Perfect for Skylar's math skills. Good pre-med program. The second drawer was even more shocking. College applications he'd filled out in my name for schools across the country. My essays, transcripts, recommendation letters, all forged in his careful handwriting. The third drawer made me sit down hard. Acceptance letters, dozens of them. Schools I'd never heard of. Schools I'd dreamed of attending. All accepting me for the fall semester. At the very back was a thick folder labeled Skylar's Future. Inside were detailed life plans spanning 20 years. Which college I'd attend, Stanford for engineering, what internships I'd take, even a timeline for marriage and kids. The craziest part? I was supposed to start Stanford next month. He'd been intercepting my mail and had already sent in my acceptance. My dorm assignment was printed. Building C, room 247. Bank statements showed he'd been secretly saving overtime money for a college fund he'd never mentioned. Scholarship applications worth full rides to prestigious schools, all submitted without my knowledge. When he got home Sunday, I was sitting at our kitchen table with every document spread out. His face went through 5 emotions before settling on defeated. "You found it," he said quietly. "Dad, what is this? Why would you plan my entire life without telling me?" He sat down, suddenly looking older. "Your mom and I never had opportunities. I worked construction, she cleaned houses. We're smart, but never got the chance to prove it." Tears formed in his eyes. "When you were born, I promised you'd have every door opened, even if I had to break them down myself. I know I went about it wrong, but I wanted to protect you from making wrong choices. But the doors in our house, Dad, you took away all our privacy." He nodded. "I thought if I could see everything, I could fix everything. If I knew what you were thinking, I could make sure you succeeded." I looked at the Stanford acceptance letter, postmarked 3 months ago. "Dad, I never even applied to Stanford. Your practice SAT scores showed you could get in. I've been watching you solve math problems since you were 10. You're brilliant, Skylar." The room went quiet. I picked up scholarship letters totaling over $200,000 in potential aid. "You've been planning this since when?" "Since you were 12, reading calculus books for fun. Most kids watch TikTok, but you were teaching yourself advanced mathematics." I felt angry and grateful and confused. "Dad, this is my life. These should have been my choices." "I know. I messed up. I thought I was opening doors, but I was locking you out of your own decisions." We sat surrounded by evidence of his secret devotion to my future. Finally, I spoke. "Stanford's orientation is next week." He looked up hopefully. "What are you thinking?" "I'm thinking the man who hated closed doors had been secretly planning to open every door in my future." He smiled through tears. So maybe it's time we make decisions together, with all the doors open."